Looking for you to
Right,
put
well,
some more money in me, Carl. Come on, bang some fucking money in.
And we are live again.
yeah.
How are you, lads? You all right, Smarty?
Sorry
Don't
about
touch,
that. That's
don't
my
touch
bad.
anything. Yeah, just
Won't push any
focus.
more buttons, I promise. Not my phone.
Oh my God. So, yeah, thanks for everyone joining back in here. We've had a little technical blunder. It's nobody's fault. It's the lads were just doing their damnedest to just be in on this chat for tonight. So, hey.
Hey,
This is what
after a
happens when you drive
performance
by
like
a
that,
Fucking
after a
hell.
performance like that, we all need to say our piece.
Yeah. Well, what were you saying there, Luke? Before it all went skew-ways there, what was the crack?
I don't even remember, mate. Was it something about the XG, maybe?
Oh, it was. Yeah, we had a
Jay, mute your mic, mate. I can hear loads of background noise.
yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna drop off because you lads are all right, and just join.
Sound. Yeah, I think it was just about the XG, mate. It's just really,
It was,
really.
yeah. Who's fucking cut him off?
Oh, he'll be fucking.
Here.
Jay been a fucking penis.
All right,
Yeah, absolutely.
no, we had
Oh,
we had a comment there about the XG, Luke, where we were chatting actually, like you mentioned, and I just wanted to. I was about to put it to you, actually, that I wanted to kind of go, if our XG is 0.75, whatever the case may be, or whatever that is, our problem is once we get into the final third, we don't know what to do with it.
No, completely, mate. And look, playing the same formation in the second half when you're 1-0 down and you know that team's going to sit back with 11 men behind the ball, try and do you on the counter. It's criminal, mate. It's just we just looked absolutely clueless. It makes me wonder. We know we're going to be controlling the majority of games because of the squad and the style of football we play. Apart from your cities and other teams like that, when we're probably not going to control it, we know that we're going to be playing against often 11 men behind the ball, or 10 men behind the ball, or 9 men behind the ball. What are they doing in training? What are they doing to combat that and come up with new ideas? Because it looks so repetitive and just shit. Like, just shit.
Smarty, what did you think of it today? Like you and Luke saw from a different perspective to myself. Like I was at the game, but I like it's always different when you're watching it on the telly. Like I understand that you're both, seeing next Tuesdays for watching it on the telly. Like, but what well, come on, I'm only having a laugh. But what was your opinion on it from your perspective where you were watching it from?
On a whole, same old, wasn't it? Really, I think you guys have already pretty much covered it well enough. And like I say, you only have to have a fleeting skim of the comments on Twitter to get a kind of paint a picture of what the whole fan base is saying the same thing. It was just not good enough. There's been quite a few comments about saying, when Cooper changed it up to a five at the back, I think the skip in the comments had said the same thing. It's we're just devoid of any sort of attacking ideas. I think taking Rocker off was a big no-no as well. I don't get that. I don't get why he did that because we just seemed to lose it in the midfield. Then there were nothing going for us really. I just don't understand why. Luke's just hit it nail, right on the head. Then what are they doing in training? Because every team there or thereabouts, unless they're really a freely attacking team like your Arsenal's, your Man Cities, and all that sort of, them sort of teams, they will attack us. But everyone else just sets up to defend against us, and it's just like we have no idea how to play against them. And we see it time and time and time and time again, and it's just like I don't understand what he does with them. What is he doing with him in training?
Do you think it's a case that if it's not broken, don't fix it kind of scenario with Marsh at the moment, Luke? Because
it's fucking broken.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem to know it's broken. But he well, like we can see it, but he's not seeing that. Like, so he's clearly saying if it's not broken, don't fix it. But we can all see that it's fucking broken. Like, this system is not working for us. So, like you were saying, Smarty, he
all
has
over the fucking top. It's the constant long ball. It's like fucking hell. I mean, we used to sit here like only a few months ago when it looked like Marshall going to be probably out of, I think a few of us hoped that it might be out of the door, and saying, "Oh no, we can't possibly get Sean Dyche in because all he does is play the fucking long ball." That's all we seem to be doing. If
We,
we're in possession, we just give it to Nonto and hopefully he can come up with something.
It's our
That's
only
that
outlet.
is literally our attacking output is give it to Nonto
Yeah.
and hopefully he'll find some fucker.
Yeah, and
It's just
then Somerville came on today, and it was exactly the same thing. It was like, all right, get the ball to Somerville. If we can't get the ball to Somerville, let's just switch it over to Nanto. Like,
we didn't
go on,
actually
Luke.
play that much long ball today. I know it felt like we did a couple of times because they were almost hit to nobody, but it just felt really. We played with width, but really compact. So like we literally tried running down the fucking wings, but with 4 players on each wing. And it was just so easy to read for a defender. It's a defender's dream to see as a centre back to see 4 attacking threatening players out on the same wing. It's a dream because they know they've got nobody to defend against. There's nobody in the middle. Pat Bamford said in his post match.
I was going to mention that.
Yeah, in his post match that he felt there was 2 defenders on him all the time. There was no other help. There was nobody making runs off him to take anybody away from him ever.
Yeah.
So it was basically you're asking Patrick Bamford to score from or create chances from having 2 men on him for however many minutes he played in the game. But yeah, it just frustrates the hell out of me. And look, I always try and take some positives out of it. And the only positives I've got is that we do look like the better side, but it's no good being the better side if you're not going to pick up points.
The commentators were saying the same, wasn't it? The better side are losing this game. And like you say, it's great having 70% of possession and lumping the ball around and looking good. The turnover's good, but it's the final third. In fact, it's more than the final third, really. Probably the final half. We're all right in our half. We can get the ball back, but as soon as we're going forward, we just fucking poor Bamford as well. He didn't get a sniff, really, did he? And anything it came near him, usually we deflected or he miscontrolled or.
But the other thing now is like there's a comment there where Carl Turner's saying Bamford is trash again now that he has no competition for his place again. I think that's a very, very, very harsh comment.
Yeah.
Bamford, like Geldhard before he went on loan against say Cardiff and whoever else he's come on against, he's feeding off scraps. He even said, like, without saying it directly, he said it in the interview after the game. He's feeding off scraps, and you can't play as a number 9 like that. You can't be expecting like you could put any other like Henry in that front line. Henry plays off the last man. He played off the ball. He played for the ball in the channel. We're not doing any of that. So to say Bamford is trash again, I think that's a little harsh. I think he's in there on merit because obviously he's our number 1 striker, but he's also in there because Rodrigo's out at the moment. But Bamford's in there regardless, and I don't think he's trash because of anything that's gone forward.
I think that was I think he was poor today. I think his first touch a few times was poor, and I think we're basing that off that great touch against Accrington, and it looked like the return, the resurrection of Paddy Bamford, But
I question whether he did it by accident.
Yeah, but look, he wasn't great today, but he didn't have a lot to work with, and the things he did get to work with, he didn't do very well. So look, I don't think he's back to him being crap again. I think that's probably a little bit harsh, but I think if we give him more options, and instead of the wingers, ironically, that stick to the touchline because we don't play with width, but they don't come inside now, so they almost do the opposite now. And don't create that extra runner and take players away from Bamford, then he's going to look trash every game, and he's going to look worse and worse because he's going to have better defenders up against him than he has done today.
Yeah, the Mark Jones has made a good comment here, and I'd like to elaborate on it a little bit. Thing is, give it to Nanto too much, he gets treble marked. What's happening to switching right to left and overlapping jobs? Fuckered. It's a great word at the end. I'd like what Mark's been saying. What Mark said there is basically the way I'd be thinking is to try and make it look like we're playing it out that wide and start to overload a bit on Nanto's side, but have that option of the switch in behind their fullback, because they every team seems to do it to us, where they look where we're playing, they'll overload on one side, they'll drag every one of our
We've only
players to
got one
one
attacking
side, and
option
then
though.
they'll play it over the top. Like, why can't we
If
do
you know
that for a
that
change?
our only attacking threat is either Willie Nonto or Somerville when he comes on, you're going to be doubled up on that side. Anyway, they went to a 5 at back, did Forrest.
Yeah.
That's why I
It's
didn't.
simple. I'm not being funny, but if us numbskulls can see that we're not professional footballers, we're not footballing people. We watch a team play fucking knock a bag of wind down on a football pitch every weekend. There's professional analysts and stuff out there that go, well, this is Leeds' attacking threat. All right, well, we'll just do this and we'll do that and we'll nullify that, and that's exactly what Forest did today. We were just fucking. It's like, oh, you know.
But not only that, why not play with 2 up top today when you know they've got 5 at the back?
Yeah, yeah.
Why not have 2 up top, 3 behind, and just Adams? They've got 5 at the back. They've got one man up front. We've got fucking 4 defenders and Adams on the field. But not only that, he played McKennie in a double pivot today when he came on.
This is what I'm saying earlier on. That's what I was saying. Like, we're sacrificing an attacking player for having 3 players in there that do essentially. I'm not bringing it up just for the sake of it, but the 3 players doing the Phillips role, and we're sacrificing attacking players to have 3 players in there to do 1 player's job that we previously had. And that's not knocking any of the players that are in there. I think they're all quality players, but I think Adams or Rocca could do the job that Phillips did. I think either of them are very capable of doing that same job, given the right coaching.
Adams hasn't got the passing range in his locker. He's completely.
But
Adams is more of a batty.
Yeah, the thing is, though, Phillips didn't have that passing in his locker until Bielsa came in. We never saw that kind of passing from Phillips prior to Bielsa. So who's to say that Adams doesn't have that in his locker with the right coaching?
Well, he's not going to get on the march, is he?
No, but this is what I'm saying. Like, we're sacrificing an attacking player to play 3 players that we used to play 1 player in.
I understand why the 3 players are completely different, though. I mean, if we do go to a 3-man midfield, the likelihood is in attack, McKennie will have a free roam box-to-box type role. Adams will sit, as will Rocca probably as well, a little bit deeper, or potentially one of them will sit a bit deeper than the other and plays a bit of a quarterback, probably Rocca, and Adams will be just sort of he will stay back and break up play. So whilst you say we're playing 3 players in there, they've all got different qualities and can bring a lot more to it. But I appreciate what you're saying. But the argument we've got here is we were 1-0 down, and we knew they were playing the low block and playing deep, and the expectancy was that they weren't going to be doing a lot of attacking that second half. If it was probably likely going to be a counter attack, which was the only time that they threatened, really. It's just fucking so frustrating that we, like you say, Smart, we can see it, Carl, and somebody who's getting paid millions of pounds a year. Can he see it? I think he can see it.
Maybe he can. He's just ignorant to it. I think he's just ignorant to it.
I don't think he's even that. I just think he believes in his own methods and I just don't think. He must know by now that it's not this. The Premier League teams, once they go 1-0 up, will just sit back. A team that's not expected to win, or a team that's under the caution and on balance, probably not. Probably not favourites to win. I mean, after the first 15-20 minutes, I thought we were going to hammer them, I'll be honest.
He keeps banging on about them being together in the moment and this, that, and the other, and fucking blah, blah, blah. It's the same old bullshit every single week, and nothing changes. He doesn't even change because he's repetitive with the same old shite that comes out in his post and pre-match conferences. He's boring.
Do you think Smarty, is he starting to believe his own bullshit? Like,
I think he's been fully believing of his own bullshit from day one, mate.
Yeah,
where credit's due, you can't knock the guy for belief in his own systems, in his own, in his own belief and all that sort of stuff. Fair play to him, but the rest of us aren't mugs. There's a few of us that have been around for quite some time and have seen all sorts of different managers here, there, and everywhere, and also watch the football. And when you can, quite honestly, hand on heart, say this is shit, this is not working, then surely the dipsticks at the frigging top of the board must be thinking, Bielsa was sacked for, we're in a similar sort of state now as we were last season.
Yeah.
They got rid of him, and he had a hell of a lot more credit in the bank than Marsh.
And worse
So, I'm
players.
sorry.
And worse
And
players.
worse players. So, I genuinely think after the 2 stump games, I think that he'll be gone. I hope he'll be gone.
What happens then, Smarty, if we somehow pick up a shock result out of one of those 2 games? That's just going to keep him here for a minute.
Like the
I
thing
know
is,
it will do. That's the thing. It will, but it can't do.
We want to be getting points. We're at a position now where we need points and we need wins. On the other hand, so this is my biggest concern about changing. Where we are and everything as well. It's a hell of a lot to change at a stage of a season, and it is a big risk. But ultimately, if he does pick up points moving forward, then what? We've got to. I don't know what to do.
But like I said previously, Luke, I was like, the game against Bournemouth and the game against Liverpool, that's a plaster on a cut that needs stitches. That's like he's literally putting a plaster on what needs to be fixed, where that's not going to be the case. Like we need to get a manager in that's going to utilize the players that we've got. Like, granted, they've backed them, grand. And everyone's kind of going, well, they're not going to sack him because they brought this new assistant manager in. But at the same time, you don't want to see the club go down, because for the 49ers, it loses market value.
The manager because he's brought a pal in on his team. Fucking hell. I've seen some right. I mean, I know what you're saying, but I've seen some right shit getting put on Twitter. I just think, fucking have a day off, man.
But that's the other thing as well. It's like the guy that we brought in that was a furniture salesman as our fucking chief scout there for a while under Celino. I'm not saying that it's on the same level, but Jesus Christ, it's nearly there. Like, with the way we're playing and the results we're getting, it's not far off that kind of appointment. Like, for
maybe
me,
puts lemons and oranges into nice little, styled triangles or some shit.
I'd like to hope he does something entertaining like that, because like it's
I don't know
really
what else
it's not working at the moment for me. It's not, and I'm very worried that if we get for me, a positive result in the next 2 games is 1 draw and a loss, and I'm afraid that that's going to be enough for him to keep his job. And that's what worries me. I don't want us to lose either of these games. I don't. I want to see the team get better and progress and put it up there. Like,
see for me, Carl, I think we have got better. I think we have addressed issues and things that weren't working, and we have progressed, and we do seem to be getting to a stage, but we're just not getting the results for me. And ultimately, that's what matters. But when you look back and with early on in the season, we're all saying, look, we can't defend for
phone dead.
Yeah.
I think his phone's dead. Oh, it's there.
No, a bloody phone call coming in from my dad. The progression's there. Like, we've seen things change that are for the better. What we haven't seen is stuff change drastically when it needs to change during a game. It's almost like
he's a popular dude tonight. Popular.
People just don't get. Some people phone down there. I'm going to ring him again.
Some people just don't get the message, do they?
No.
Yeah, it's just for me. I think what they must be doing in training must be all right. It must be, and the things they're working on, because things have improved and we've tightened it up and things. Still making stupid, silly errors and mistakes, and he still picks Pascal, even though
I would have well taken goal of that today.
It won half, mate. Yeah, it won half.
It wasn't a proper individual error, was it? Verber has showed up that defence somewhere else. In fact, I saw him telling Cooper what to do on a couple of occasions today on Telebox.
Yeah.
We're telling Cooper, we were pointing to Cooper to tell him to get into positions and stuff like that. I think he's a massive addition to our team.
But Warber?
If Bielsa were in charge now, I'd be fearing for a 7-8-0 absolute dicking against fucking Scum. Whereas I don't go into a game now thinking that we're going to get pumped, but I just go into a game thinking we're probably going to play all right, but not score any goals.
What do you
And
make of that
you know,
one from
quite
Skip there, Smarty?
The,
it's
the,
Spencer
the,
also always go down it. Oh yeah, Christ. Yeah,
Do you think? Do you
yeah,
think is that a massive worry for Sunday? Like,
I'm not
cause
worried. Are you worried?
I
I
like
think you should
it,
be worried.
well, I'm worried for the sake of the players on the pitch because I think what's happening at the moment isn't down to them. I think it's more down to the tactics that they're being asked to play, and I
I
genuinely
don't
think
know, Carl.
these.
We had enough chances today, mate, that we should have buried one. Ailing, Nonto, Sinister had a couple. We should have scored at
Finished
least one,
there in first
two today.
but for like first 20 minutes or whatever it was, when we absolutely smashed it straight out the bar. I thought, fuck me.
You know,
But
He doesn't look the same player, does he? Sinister
no.
Is
when
is that not like is there not a bit of panic in
It's
the way we're trying to
confidence.
finish? Yeah, that's what
there
I'm.
will be a
But
moment.
there's also it seems like panic. It's like someone's been told to just grab the game by the horns. You know what I mean, and have a pop, blah blah. But there doesn't seem to be any kind of. It doesn't seem to be. It's like you're just having a shot for the sake of having a shot, or you're trying to put it away for the sake of it. Like, it's not like it's an opportunity that you can look back on and go, fucking hell, if I'd have only kind of side footed that rather than. They don't seem to have the confidence in themselves to be able to finish these chances off. And like, I'm taking away
That
from the tactics. I'm taking away
that's
from the
that's
tactics, but they have a
that
lot to do
comes
with how they're feeling.
that comes with form, mate. I've banged this drum for ages. It's hard to get out of any form. If you're in winning form and winning all the time, it's hard to lose. And when you're losing, it's just it is confidence, mate. I'm sure of it. But ultimately, we don't have enough time he's clearly not making him. There's something wrong somewhere. There's a cog somewhere that's just not turning. That's resulting in the reason we're not picking up any points and enough points. And it's doing my fucking head in now, if I'm honest.
Yeah, well, I think it's doing a lot of our heads in now, to be honest, Luke, man. It's something that needs to be addressed, and it's something that needs to be kind of looked at if he's going to stay in charge. I think he's got a lot of people behind him who, according to the sources or whatever, know how he likes to play and whatever. Surely they're not blind to the fact that what he's asking them to coach the players doing isn't working. Like there's coaches in there now that have a reputation to try and build for themselves. And if what's happening on the pitch for Leeds at the moment isn't working, they're coaches that are implementing that. Is that going to have a knock-on effect on how they're doing it if they're not confident enough in what Jesse's trying to put across?
The thing is, Cal, I think they believe in him. I think they play for him. They run their asses off. There's no denying that. They do what he's telling them well, and I think they believe
Yeah.
in that. But there's something just not clicking, and we don't seem we just even when we control. I mean, I think we had about 70% ish. I can't remember 65-70% possession today, but 65-70% possession and not scoring a goal in a game is not good enough.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, so is the tactics.
Completely devoid of options going up front. Just no attacking prowess at all. Give it to Nonto, give it to someone who's a bit tricky, and see if we can
But
rumble his way through a load of players and see if we can stick it in from 5 yards away. I
does
can't
that?
remember last time some fucker had a shot from outside box. Genuinely, it's
But
like they
does that?
can't do it. It's like they can't doing it.
But does that not go back to what I was just saying there, where the tactics are so bad that the players don't have confidence in themselves to finish off with their own dinner? Like they're like
They're fucking
the thing.
professional footballers, man. Fucking hell.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the thing
Come
is,
on.
man, like, no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, and I like to a certain point, I agree. But if a player doesn't believe in the tactics that they're being asked to implement, then that's going to have a knock-on effect on their confidence when they're in certain positions that they can enhance our movement forward, or they can have a shot. They're always going to doubt themselves if the fucking players don't enjoy what they're doing in the build-up, or they don't feel that it's working. That's going to have a knock-on effect psychologically and confidence-wise on them when
Yeah,
they
but they're
get to
all
that final
together and they're
third.
all united.
But they're
That's
not.
what we're
They're
supposed
clearly
to do.
not.
But how do
Like,
we know? Well, Luke's just said they are, and you're
I
saying they're
don't
not.
think. I don't think they are. I think they're so, like Bamford's interview today on the BBC. Like he was like short of saying what we're doing is shit, and I'm not getting the opportunities, and I'm made look shit because of the way we're playing. Short of saying that today in that BBC interview, I don't know what to think after that. He like, to me, that was him coming out going, it's just not working. Without saying it, he
There has
was like,
been
it's not working. We need to sort
there
it
has been
out.
reports of players questioning the tactics and stuff already, haven't there?
Yeah, but they
But
did
he's
that
come
for
out and
Bielsa
said,
as well,
no,
didn't
that
they?
He's even said that in an interview that he did in that Philadelphia managers do who hard or whatever you want to call it. He's already admitted it and said
yeah.
that some players have already questioned his tactics with regards to how they're setting up for games and this and the other. So if there's even an
There you
element
go.
of doubt, that's not being united, is it? That's not being
No.
a group that's 100% behind the manager, all
They're
in.
going
They're not all in.
they're going through the motions. They're doing what he wants, but what he wants isn't good enough to get us where we need to be. And they're doing what he wants, but it's going through the motions. That's not how they should play. That's not how any professional sports person should look at how they're going to do their job, is just going through the motions. And to me,
I
it
keep
seems
I
that's
keep
what's
seeing this
happening.
kind of comment on Twitter, right? And this isn't a dig at you, Diggler. You're
Mhm.
funny there somewhere.
Diggy diggy.
It's not down to us to find a manager. Archer's got 15,000 names in a little black book that he keeps under his desk. That he should, he's got thousands of frigging names on spreadsheets and tactics and stats on spreadsheets and stuff like that. He should have about 5 managers lined up already. If he had Bielsa's, apparently it was March. If he had Bielsa's next manager, or his successor lined up for a few years before Bielsa actually left, then he
Yeah.
should, by that, have someone else lined up to take Jesse's job.
Yeah.
Based on
Do
that
you know
logic.
what? Do you know what? I think I don't know if I've said it before, but I think this might make the board and the 49ers realise that, Jesse might be the man before the man. We need to find somebody who's better than Jesse.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think. I
What
still.
else, what else
I.
could he change it with? What else
I.
could Jesse Marsh
Well,
do? Better
exactly. Yeah.
players? What?
Well, I think he should be. I still think he should be making more bigger decisions during a game when we're behind. I've never seen him play two up front.
No.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
it.
but if he's so 100% believed in his his tactics and the way
Actually,
that
didn't he play the
then is he gonna-
4-2-2-2 penis at the start, and we all hated it?
Still
I don't
playing
know.
that at intermittent bits, like he's still playing it. Like
I haven't
as soon
seen
as
that.
we get it wide and we come back in, we're playing the penis
Pochettino did work.
formation.
That's what we should get. More chance of playing frigging platted piss like, but that's what we should get.
Who? Poch.
But, yeah.
That should have been who we got after we fired Marcelo.
No chance. We've absolutely no chance, have we?
But no, it's not. But that's like, if we're willing to spend the money to get Marcelo in, then get a manager in, like Villa did. They went out. I know they had a shit result yesterday, but they've gone out and they've got an actual proven manager. They're not far ahead of us in terms of development. They have a year ahead of us in terms of development. That's all they have. That's all that they were up in the Premier League a year before we were, Luke. They have a year of development in the Premier
They
League.
also didn't have 16 years out though.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They came
But they've
up.
got a lot more money than us as well, Carl. To be fair, I mean, they're not
Have
just a
they?
year in front of us in terms of development. Absolutely.
Well, look, they've gone out and found a proven manager, and to be honest with you, I think if we're going to do it, and we need to do it before the end of the season, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. See, I'm still very. I mean, yeah. I mean, I honestly don't know. I think we're playing all right, and the stuff that's the only thing for me is the points. If we won today, you couldn't argue that we probably shouldn't have won today. We probably should have won today, shouldn't we? Based on the chances we had and compared to theirs.
Yeah, but we can't sit here every week and say the same thing, Luke.
No,
we
I'm not.
have won today.
That's exactly what I'm saying. We can't be in this position because that's exactly what I'm saying. The points are on the board is what's important. But you couldn't argue against us winning that game today. As we say, probably, as we've said for a lot of games this season, that we have lost and drawn and lost drop points on. So I truly believe it's a massive confidence thing. There's one or two things that need to change. I don't think he's got it. I don't think he's got the time in him, and I don't think he's got it in him to do that, to make those changes though. So yeah, I don't know. And
imagine if we'd have scored first in that game today, we'd have absolutely butt fucked them.
Yeah, because they'd come at us, and that's who we suit. We suit teams who play football.
Yeah.
A low block.
That's
Somebody
the problem.
puts.
That's what needs addressing more than anything.
Somebody puts 8 players behind the ball, and we just get we're just clueless.
With that in mind, Luke, what you're saying is, like Smarty said, if we'd have got the first goal, we'd have absolutely horse fucked them today. But when we didn't get that first goal, we didn't change anything about the way we played.
No.
We didn't change one fucking thing, and that's what cost us today. There was no ulterior way of playing when it didn't work the first time.
It brings players,
and that's
the perfect
game.
I'm not going to change the tactics. I'm just going to change the personnel, and these people are going to do exactly the same as what piece of people they're replacing.
But you're like, that's useless. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's fucking
yeah, it's pointless. Like,
what do you make What do you make of the? Obviously, it's turning a little bit toxic. There was some chance for Jesse out, which to be expected. There was even that Villa earlier on in the season, and then obviously I don't know if you've seen the video as well of the fans. I mean, you don't know what it's about. It could be about anything, but it's clearly a bit. What? Sorry.
When they were kicking off in stands or kicking off outside,
fighting with each other, and then obviously outside the ground as well when they were all throwing railings around and stuff like that. So
I didn't see any of that. No.
It's clearly getting to a point where the fans are getting angry, and once you lose the fans, mate, especially the away support, it's very difficult to come back from.
The away support's usually a catalyst for what happens at home, isn't it? It's literally the first run on the ladder to dooming it. If you've got fans fighting fans away, and then it's only going to get toxic because you will still have people that are marching, which is fine. That's down to your it's your opinion or whatever. And then you will have marching. I'm guessing. No, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying there will be people that are marching, and there will be quite vociferous in the stands, and then there'll be I'm guessing the vast majority of people now are probably march out, and they will also be vociferous, and then those two people meeting in the middle, they'll be at each other's throats, and that's how it starts. Someone will be booing, and then someone will tell them to stop booing, and they'll tell them to get fucked, and then that'll be it. We'll be scrapping.
Yeah, it's just it's not a nice. It's not a nice situation, is it? It's not nice. We claim to be the best support in the land and that, and I mean, I never agree with booing players, coaches, anything anyway. I mean, it's not something I'd ever do, but we're all entitled to our opinion. We've all paid the same amount to go watch Leeds United in the stadium, ultimately. And look, yeah, you're quite right. It's very much a barometer. The away support is very much a good barometer of how the fans are feeling as a whole. So, be interesting to see what goes on. I'm sure there's conversations being had at the minute. So I don't. My thoughts. He doesn't get sacked. I don't think they sack him. I just don't. I can't see why they'd invest bringing him his players in and everything, but. He must know something's got to give and something's got to change massively, drastically, and we've got to, got to start picking up fucking points.
I think just before we finish up, lads, obviously, but we've had 2 streams tonight. But just before we finish up, it's just the next 2 games. How do right? I'll give you a scenario. We get a point out of the next 2 games. If we get a point out of the next 2 games, but that point is at Ellen Road, do you think Jesse is safe?
I don't think he should be, no. But I think he probably is.
Yeah, okay. And you're straight up out the fucking door, Smarty, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Because he talks fucking shite, man. It's like before in the press beforehand, he said, "Oh, I think we've turned the corner. We're ready. We're there now. We're there. The team's there. We're ready to go." It's taken me forever to get them to where I want them to be. And then tonight he said, "Oh, we've got to keep working, and we're not quite there yet." It's like, fuck you, you stupid wanker.
Yeah.
Just fuck it. Just fuck off. I've genuinely had enough of the bullshit. As soon as I saw that tonight, I just thought, do you know what, mate? You need to fuck right off because he's such an hypocrite.
It's
Just
the shite
talk
talk at the end of every game that
forward.
is kind of getting to a lot of people. Well, me personally, like I can't listen to his interviews now anymore because I just know it's going to be regurgitating the same shite in press conferences and after games. I can't listen to it anymore. Like I genuinely
I don't
can't.
listen
Like
to him. I don't really
and
listen to him.
all I go off now is what stats might put in the group or Phil Hay or whatever the case may be. That's all I go
Yeah,
off
I
now.
mean, I'll
I
see
can't
like
listen to it.
when some of the journalists will comment what as they're talking, whether Phil Hay does it. I don't actually physically watch the conferences because I just cannot listen to that fucking shit that it comes out with.
This is the
I'll
thing
see
here
what.
as well. Tommy G saying Leeds fans can see through his bullshit. I think Jesse underestimates the fact that we can actually see through what he's saying, and it's not like we're as Leeds fans, we're a bit long in the tooth now to be putting up with the same fucking bullshit that we've been put up with for the 15 years prior to getting Bielsa in and getting promoted. I'm not saying Bielsa's the answer or whatever the case may be. All I'm saying is we can see through the bullshit. We've been through enough of it. It's like if you've got a bird who is constantly being narcissistic with you, you can see through it at a certain point. That's how it is. Like, that's how it is. And if he carries on saying the same shit, he's going to get
I was
chased
just
around the
wondering where we're
fucking
going
car
with that
park.
then.
If
I did.
he's going to get
Very tough.
chased around the fucking car park in whatever car he's drove down the road in. He's not going to be allowed out if he carries on talking shite like that. Then there's no
It's
other
like
option.
Kinnear, it. He talks an absolute load of twaddle and all in his
Yeah,
bloody pre-match in the what they call programs. Talks to us like one absolute dipsticks.
yeah.
You've got these
When
fucking
when
idiots in the board
we're in a
that do
bit
the
of a
same. It's just like,
we're in a bit of a predicament, aren't we? Because we want points and we want wins, but ultimately we want improvement as well. I think he's had enough chance. I think he's had enough chance to improve us, and I think he has improved us. I think we have got better as the season's gone on, but we're still not picking up the points. For me, regardless of the scum games, because they won't be expecting much for them anyway, I think they should be looking at replacements. I just don't think they will.
Yeah.
And I mean, if he was to win one of those, what does that just prolong? Then do we go into Everton and Southampton, and the chances are probably not get up and get much against them. So it's just
we'll
a
end up with
horrible.
we'll end up with Brad Bobley off Soccer AM at this rate.
Go on.
Bob Bradley, you mean?
No,
we,
Bob Bradley's the actual coach. Brad Bobley is the fucking gimmick on Soccer AM in the
we'll
fifth
probably get a Lexi fucking Lallis the way we're fucking going at the moment.
Fucking
Like,
hell.
you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Look, lads, at the end of the day, look, we've got two tough games coming up on Wednesday and Sunday this week, and this will, for me, this should determine Jesse's future. These next two games. Today is one of the three games that should have determined his future. After this week, I'm not sure there's anyone that's going to be behind him if there isn't a positive result in either game. And I'm stretching to a point being a positive result out of the next two games. A point. That's a positive result because we haven't been able to get a win, so we don't know what a fucking actual positive result is for a while here now.
We like the players, we just don't like the coach.
He won't. What did that say? He won't go.
No,
Thought Leeds fans was loving. No, look, the USA is great. Like, don't get me wrong, but Jesus Christ, Jesse isn't speaking for the whole of the USA now at the moment. I'm not going to lie. Prolongs the agony from Paul Brennan. Even if he gets some points out of these three next matches, he isn't the man to take Leeds United forward. This is.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I think he's shown enough to prove that he's not the right man to take us forward. However,
we've had this before Christmas.
Yeah. However, I you know what I don't want to see a manager merry-go-round. I sometimes think because of this, we are playing all right, that the results will come. And I know I've said that now for fucking I don't know how long, but yeah. So yeah, I just don't know. Fuck it. I'm done. I didn't need it with
They
today's
should have
hangover.
got rid of him before Christmas or after Christmas. He saved his skin by beating Liverpool and picking up a couple of points, that Bournemouth game and all that sort of stuff. But he should have gone. He's way outstayed his welcome, and he's definitely should be shipped along now.
The thing
Thanks
was
for
with
all
those
your
two.
help. Thanks for keeping us up last season, but off you fuck, son. Let someone who knows what they're doing come in and help us out. Cheers.
You see, what they probably should have done was said, right, Jesse, appreciate you getting those results there before the World Cup. We can see that it clearly isn't working. We've got 6 weeks and we need to get someone else in to work with the players for 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm. And what an
Because,
opportunity that would have been.
oh, for fuck's sake, could you imagine?
Well,
Look, hindsight.
Look,
Look,
me. It was like, but never mind.
Hindsight's a wonderful thing. We were all buzzing after those two performances. Let's not lie.
That's fine, but I'll fucking go find it. I still said it should be sacked, and we should still get another manager in. And I've got tweets to back it up. I've got all sorts of shit I can back up. We should have got rid of him at the end of the. Like Carl says, cheers for your efforts, fella. Off your pop. We'll get someone who knows what they're doing in. Give him the opportunity of a complete, the World Cup and a complete January transfer window for him to get his players in and have some sort of influence on the team. And it would have been starting from scratch. And I guarantee we'd have been in a much better place than we are now. But now, after the fucking window's closed, and we've got no time for them to actually, impose any of his own tactics or anything like that, we're going to have to fucking scrape the bottom of the barrel. Because no fucker's going to want to come in now, are they really? Anyone of any sort of name is not going to want to come in now. And we're in the relegation battle and pick up our sorry asses off the bottom of the frigging league. It's an absolute fucking...
I think what you're saying is half right, Smarty. I think the squad we have and the players we have now, any manager worth their fucking salt would jump at us now. With them players and the squad we currently have, with the right tactics, any manager worth his salt would jump at our job. They if they're any good and they had any backbone and they had any kind of nous about them, they would be asking for that job. I don't think it's a case that we can't get any type of manager. I think we can get whatever type of fucking manager we want because we literally have the squad to be challenging for a top 10 spot. At the moment, after January.
That's not what a lot of managers want, Carl. I'll be honest with you, mate. The top managers want to be playing in Europe and
hold on. Bielsa was a top manager. Took a fucking serious nosedive to the championship. Let's be honest.
Did you know who he was before we signed him?
Yeah, I knew who he was. Everyone knew who he was from his football manager, Bielsa press. Everyone knew.
Well, but that's not true.
Well, that's
no. I remember him being in charge of Argentina. I do remember. But as far as anything else, not a fucking clue.
But the thing is, you're not getting us as a championship side. You're getting us as a Premier League side.
This is the
thing. For now, yeah, but you get the manager in. We're still a Premier
League
side.
What happens if the manager comes in, doesn't change anything? Let's play devil's advocate here, Carl. What happens if they come in, they don't work, it doesn't work, they then have a relegation on their record? It's not that easy. We're not the draw we think we are. We need to be a bit more realistic.
I totally understand that, yeah. But do you think any other manager can't get a more of a tune out of these players than Jesse is?
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. There will be somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm sure there is. There is.
And we're still a Premier League club. We're still a Premier League proposition for any manager coming in. Imagine being the manager that comes in like Jesse last year.
We've got 18 games left. That's a fucking long time. That's more than what Marsh had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Marsh had 12 games to go. Well, not really turned round because we kind of still festered down there and we escaped by the skin of his teeth. But we don't really want to be, getting his ass tickled by fire again, do we? We want to be getting, cracking on now. We've got the team. We've got the fucking fans. The fans will never, won't go anywhere. They'll still back the club. So we need someone to come in now, steady the ship, and start playing proper football. Not this stupid penis formation bullshit that we're getting served up on a weekly basis. It's just fucking enough. And I don't really have else to say at this moment in time. I could cry. In fact, I might go for a fucking skipper down the M62.
I've sent my application in this week, Luke. Yeah. Hope to hear back soon.
And Luke, don't get me wrong, man. That's not me having a go at your opinion there, man. When I say whatever I was saying there, like I just think any manager worth their salt.
Oh God! I was waiting for that one. Fuck
All
you
right.
know. No, Vincent.
All right. It's
No.
thanks, Vincent. It's time to end the podcast.
On that note.
On that note. But yeah, look, I think any manager worth their salt should be coming in and taking that on board and be like, yeah, this is an easy fix, because I see the players that we have there, and the players that we have there are very, very, very much capable of keeping us up, if not finishing 12th to 10th, in my opinion. Any manager that has any ounce of ability about them should be able to do that. Get off, Tommy.
No, Tommy.
No, Tommy, that's not going to happen. I think that's the way it goes. Now, I'll be honest with you. Here's an old skew ball for you just before we finish up. I'd take Vincent Kompany and pay Burnley whatever it takes to get him back. Have you fucking seen what he's doing at Burnley? He's doing all right.
Yeah, they've got the best team in the league by a country mile, though.
Yeah, but we've got a better squad than them. Imagine getting him in.
You
This
know,
is
then
the
we're
thing.
playing against better opposition as well. Isn't it? It's one of them, isn't it? You,
Yeah.
Like I said, you speculate as much as you want. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Well, look, lads, we'll leave it there for tonight. I appreciate you jumping on. And Smarty, thanks for getting that second broadcast set up real quick.
Oh, yeah, cheers, Dad. Sorry about that. I've
No,
never
no,
set
no,
up
no.
a
In the first one as well,
broadcast
Smarty.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, I hope everyone's enjoyed the boat podcast tonight. It's been a good old chat, and it's been good crack to be able to get everyone's kind of opinions on it. We'll see what happens after Wednesday night. Not sure. I think it might be Thursday evening before we have the BNC for after Man United on Wednesday. So look, just keep an eye out on the pod. Obviously, like, subscribe, share, ring that bell type thing, so you know when we're on board and whatnot. And we'll catch you again later. Take care, lads. Thanks a million.
See you on Tuesday.
Cheers. See you in a bit.